Hey, welcome back to the Club Junkie Podcast. Hopefully you're having a great Thursday morning or Thursday or Friday or whenever you're listening to this. I'm probably in a car. If it's Thursday morning and you're listening to this right out of the gate, I'm in a car driving up north to play some golf. But before we get into that, just want to let you know this episode is brought to you by Titleist and the brand new Pro V1 and Pro V1X golf balls. Listen, we all aspire to outperform the player we were yesterday. This takes practice, commitment, and trusting your golf ball will perform the way you need to on every type of shot. The Titleist Pro V1 and Pro V1X offer advanced technology and performance that rewards your best swings and helps you shoot lower scores. Both models are exceptionally long, deliver consistent flight, and feature unrivaled control. Pro V1 is the best combination of distance, spin, and feel in the game and delivers a penetrating ball flight. Pro V1X, the ball I usually play, flies higher and spins more in the short game, while still giving you low spin on longer shots to maximize your distance. Find out more about Pro V1 and Pro V1X, including which is the best club for your game, at Titleist.com. So, yeah, it's Thursday morning. If it's early, if it's before 1:30, I have not teed off yet, and it is the weekend of my SRAGWA, my guys' golf outing, the SRAGWA. I know if you haven't listened before, it is every year, first weekend in August. We head up north to, we've got 16 guys. We head up to the northern part of Michigan. We play some resort course up there. We play usually a kind of a practice warm-up round on Thursday. We play 18 holes in the afternoon. And then Friday it starts, and Friday is 36, Saturday's 36, Saturday's 18, we go home. It's an absolute blast. It's been the same 16 guys for, I think I've been in 5 or 6 years, and it's been a blast. We have so much fun. It's been the same guys every year, except for like 1 year. We had a guy who, him and his wife, were expecting their first child on the exact same weekend, so he had to bow out that weekend, understandably. We had a replacement, let him know that, hey, you're on a 1-year contract, and, this isn't going to be a permanent spot. But it is a great time, a really great event. We take it serious enough where it's not just whatever, but it's also we have fun. You go out there, you might have a beverage or two while playing. You're going to have some laughs, but you're still going to want to beat the other guys. So, but yeah, it's called the SRAGWA, and I know it's a weird name, but it's actually an acronym, and it's the Scott Rollman Annual Golf Guys Weekend is what it was named after, and that name, Scott Rollman, was I have 2 younger brothers. My middle brother, one of his very good friends in high school, unfortunately passed away due to some medical stuff. When he was in high school, he never graduated, unfortunately. I knew him, not as well as those guys. Of course, I knew him. He was over our house and all that throughout their time and their friendship. But it's kind of cool. They named it after him. We also do, it's turned now into a little bit of a kind of a scholarship thing as well, or a little bit of a charity thing. That we add some money into it, and that goes to some things that they've been doing with it. So it's a pretty cool event. Like I said, we have 16 guys. We have a draft every year, so we had a draft. We have 2 teams, 8 versus 8, and it's kind of a mini Ryder Cup style. So we go out there and you play 9-hole matches, and 9 holes are going to be either 2-man best ball, 2-man shamble, 2-man scramble, 2-man modified alternate shot. We play 4 different kind of events, and we rotate them through. And we switch up partners partners and opponents every 18 holes. So it's a whole lot of fun. Our team this year, I think on paper it looks to be maybe the slight underdog, but I think last year I was a captain last year, and as if you listen, if you listened at all last year, I was a captain, and we did win. We won by the largest margin of victory ever in the SRAGWA history. And everybody on my team played absolutely amazing. And there was nobody on the team who played below average or anything like that. So it was a fun time, but it wasn't close. Sunday, it didn't really matter. We had it pretty much wrapped up. I think to win Sunday, the other team would have had to win every single match, and they would have had to win every single match by like 5 points or something like that. So it was probably not going to be done, and it wasn't. So, but it was a whole lot of fun. So we did our draft. The team I'm on, I think it's a solid team. I think we're a little, like I said, we're a little underrated. I think the other team looks at us as being inferior, but we'll see what happens. It all comes down to the weekend and how people play. And, if we have another good weekend like we did last year, we can definitely come away with the win. So, whole lot of fun. We don't use handicaps in it. We've been playing, all been playing kind of long enough where we know kind of whose game is what, and we match up everybody kind of the best we can and make it pretty even on either side when we put together the matchups and all that. So it'll be a whole lot of fun this year. My Sunday, so what we do is like I said, Thursday is kind of a fun round. We just go out and kind of play, and we don't usually have all 16. I think last year we had 12 guys out of the 16. I think this year's 12 as well. And then we'll play, 18, and we usually do something out there. And, maybe throw a few bucks in the pot and whatever. But we usually mix it up depending on what people are feeling. And we're going to do that at, I think it's called Red Hawk Golf Course or Golf Club. It's kind of northeast Michigan. And we're going to go there, play the first round, and just kind of have fun. So we're going to have fun, do all that, go out to dinner, and, find some food, whatever. And then, we're going to Lakewood Shores, which is a place I haven't been to in years. I think I did my first ever golf, like, guys weekend thing at Lakewood Shores with a different group of guys. I don't know how long ago. So, and these guys actually started there as well when it was only like 8 of them. So it's going to be kind of cool to go back. It's not like the most prestigious place in all of Michigan. It does have one of the courses, I think, called the Gales. That was, one of those, it made it into like the top 100 of courses for, in like 1995. So it's still a nice track. It's just, nowadays not kind of crazy. It's nothing super, super high end, but you want everything for these type of things. You want everything kind of as close as possible. You don't have to do a lot of driving around to different courses and all that. Especially when like Friday, we're going to get up, play 36. So play 18, another 18, and then Saturday morning, do the exact same thing. Excuse me. So you want it to be kind of close so you don't have to drive and worry about making tee times and all that. And this place here. And then, this is the 9th time we've done this, or at least from the original. Like I said, I've been here 5 or 6 years. And I think we're going to try to do something a little more expensive, a little nicer next year. So kind of giving everybody a break financially, put a few bucks away. So next year we can do something a little bigger, which will be pretty fun. But yeah, this year, going to be awesome. The captains did their draft. We have our teams. We do. On Sundays, we have team shirts and team hats. And my team, we're going with the patriotic red, white, and blue theme. Our shirts are red and white striped with some blue and white star sleeves on them. And the other team is doing some type of orange stripe, kind of like Ricky influenced. And whoever the captain, you get to pick your shirts. You get to pick whatever you want. They'll have our little Scraggle logo on it and all that. So it'll be pretty cool. Last year, I went with kind of an Adam Scott thing. And the guy who actually does all our shirts and everything actually found the exact same Uniqlo shirt that Adam Scott wears. And we had that for our group, which was pretty cool. So like I said, we take it somewhat serious. So on Sundays are, so the first 2 days, you do the 36, you kind of have 9-hole matches, and Sunday, 18-hole match play, you against another guy. And again, we kind of pair everybody up with somebody on the other team who's about equal with them. And so this year I'm actually not playing. Last couple of years I've played Wes. This year I'm not playing Wes. I get Mr. Eddie this year, who is a good player. So I'm gonna have to play well to beat him. And it should be an interesting Sunday, but we'll see how the points come down. We'll see if it matters. And it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So we have a good time. And I'm bringing up, I'm going to go through my what's in the bag for this. This is what I usually do every year about this time. Going to go through my what's in the bag. I actually bring 2 full bags of clubs up every year, and probably an extra driver shaft or 2, just in case, because you never know. And last year I didn't switch anything out. The only thing I actually have to lie, I switched out my 3-wood. Only because a little bit of epoxy broke loose in the shaft and it was kind of rattling and distracting. So I took 3-wood out. But that's the only reason. It wasn't like a performance thing. It wasn't like I wasn't hitting it well. I just didn't. It was just that rattle of the epoxy was kind of a pain in the butt. So I swapped that out, but the rest of the stuff stayed. Had that epoxy not broken loose, I would not have switched any club there. So I played really well with the sticks I had, and I just played well. So we'll go through what's in the bag. We're going to go through both bags, the starting bag and the backup bag. We'll go through both. And see what I'm bringing this year. So thankfully this falls on a really good day because I didn't, depending on, when we were going and embargoes and all that, I didn't know if I'd be able to actually mention what irons I was taking, which was going to be a little bit of a bummer, but it all worked out and we're going. So we'll start with the starting bag, and this is kind of my what's in the bag for 2024. This is kind of the official version 1 of the golf bag. I know every year people always ask me, what's in your bag? And I always kind of beat around the bush and, say, hey, I don't know yet. I got to still dial it in. This is kind of what I would play if, I was going to play for, seriously. And I guess I'm going to go play somewhat seriously this weekend. And I can only bring 14 clubs out on the course. So this is what's in the bag, version 1.0. And always we'll start at the top and going driver. We're going to go with the Titleist GT2, the new one. Yes, this is the one I just got fit into. This is the GT2 11-degree head. I really like this thing a lot. It's a really solid driver. It's forgiving. It's easy to it's easy to hit. It's forgiving. It's long. But the big thing is my misses have been better with this as opposed to some of the other drivers. So last year I took TSR2 and played that all week. This year I'm going to go GT2. And shaft-wise, we're going to go with the Fujikura Ventus Red, the 2024 model. It's not in here at the moment. I've got another shaft in here because the one is on the wall here, and I like having shafts on the wall. So it's going to go Ventus Red 6X, the 2024 version. I got fit into this combo out at TPI, but I got fit into the 2018 Ventus Red 6X. So that's what I was fit into, but I'm going to switch it up, put the new one in there, just because why not? Why not put the new one with VeloCore Plus? I haven't noticed a monster difference between performance between the two in terms of like crazy different spin numbers or launch numbers. I do feel like the new one, the 2024 model, is a little tighter, just a little bit harder to turn over, and maybe just feels a touch stouter. So that's going to go in there. But to like kind of hold this, I put a different shaft in. So, but yeah, GT2 11-degree. And this thing here is been really good. I've been playing it on the course a little bit. It's been really solid. It was a tight one between this and another driver, which I think the backup bag, you're going to be surprised at what goes in the bag for driver. But this thing has been really solid. And yeah, we're going to go GT2 for driver. And I'll say this also too, bag-wise, just happened to work out where I went out to the PXG media event and they gave us a golf bag. And I got a Stars and Stripes golf bag from PSG, so that's going with me. Matches up perfectly. So these are all going in that bag. But yeah, GT2 driver, and it's just been really good. So 3-wood, I kind of made a decision kind of not last second, but I took out last week in my league. I took out the TaylorMade QI10 Tour, and I've been hitting that really well. I took it out, and I hit it decent. But I'm going back. The TaylorMade QI10 standard 3-wood head. This is the 15-degree. This is just the normal one here. It's just a little easier to hit. It's a little straighter, a little more forgiving on those mishits. Now, the tour is probably a little bit longer. Launch-wise, they're probably pretty similar. I mean, that one I can slide the weight all the way back and hit it higher. But for the most part, it is fairly equal in terms of launch with that one set with the heavy weight, just like one, I think one click backwards from neutral. But the QI10's been really good. I've had this in the bag a bunch of times. I've taken it down to Bella Vista, hit it a ton, and I've hit some really good shots with it. I can hit it off the deck. It doesn't go crazy high, but I can hit it off the deck. Off the tee, it goes really well. I've hit some really long shots. I went on Father's Day, and I remember I cut the corner on a par 4, and I was looking for my ball like 20 yards behind where it was, and ended up finding it like just a touch in the, or actually I think it was like just in the right fairway, like 20 yards above where I was looking. It goes really far. It's stable. When you hit it off the toe, when you hit it off the heel, it still goes pretty straight. And it's just been a solid 3-wood. So we're going to go back to this. This is kind of tried and true. Shaft in here is going to be the UST Mamiya Link M40X Blue, and this is the TSPX version. So it's got the full M40X throughout the whole shaft, and this is the 70-gram X in here. I was going to switch this out to the red just recently. I thought about popping it out because I do have the red 70, but I'm not going to switch it out right before we go play. I just haven't hit the red in here before, so I don't want to necessarily just change everything up and not like it or something like that. So we're going to stick with the blue on here, but this is going to be 3-wood for the trip. And then 7-wood is going to be no surprise to anyone. The 7-wood is going to be the Ping G430. I've been hitting this thing. I hit it last year, and then this year I thought maybe the Paradigm AI Smoke Triple Diamond would take over. I also have the PXG Black Ops, but the Ping's just been really good. So this is the 7-degree G430 Max, 21 degrees. It is set one lower, so 20 degrees, and one flat. So flat and lower, so 20 degrees. And this thing is just, I mean, the shallow face is really easy to hit off the deck. You can hit it high. It goes straight up in the air. It lands soft. I can hit it off the tee decently. It's not crazy, like my favorite thing to hit off the tee, but I can hit it off the tee, like short par 4s or really long par 3s. But it's just a really consistent, easy to hit head. It's super forgiving. And yeah, it's the one club that carried over from last year. So going in the bag there. And then this is shafted up with a Fujikura Ventus TR Blue in 8 stiff. It's playing at 41 7/8 inches, so a little bit short. But the TR Blue 8 stiff is really good in here. It just, mid-launch, low spin. It keeps, still gets the ball up high enough for me, but it still gives you a lot of control. The weight-wise, it feels really good in this head. But overall, this has just been a solid kind of three iron area replacement, and it's like my 210-ish type club, 210, maybe 215 off the tee. But this is basically what I'm hitting at that, just over 200 mark. And it's just one of those, I've really liked it. And again, the Callaway Paradigm was really close, but it's just this one is just a little bit more consistent. And then we get into irons, and before we get into irons, the 4-iron, which I know you guys, I've been playing a lot of utility irons and stuff like that. Well, I'm going hybrid. I'm going 4 hybrid, and this is the PXG Black Ops 4 22 degree. And yeah, this thing, it's set standard but flat, so 1 degree flat. And the flat setting just helps you not maybe turn it over quite as quick. It's a little bit more neutral for me. I hit it just a little bit straighter. Don't have to worry about the left as much just in that flat setting. But this one here, heavyweight back, 2 lighter weights up front. It's pretty neutral. I do have to say, I don't worry about it really going left. Ball gets up in the air pretty high, and it lands soft, and the face is a little bit deeper. So if you want to, hit it off the tee or anything like that, it's easy to do. Sound is good, feel is good, and I think the size, it's, compact enough where it looks good, but it's not so tiny where you're kind of worried about, oh, do I need to hit it solid. And it is shafted up with, I just reshafted this with the Graphite Design VF Hybrid. This is an 85 stiff, but really good shaft. I've really liked this a lot. This combo, I kind of was worried when I did it that it would maybe launch too low, because this is a kind of a low mid-launch, low spin shaft. But after I've been hitting it 1 off the deck and 2 out of the course on the tee, both shots, I can elevate it with no problem. It definitely is a little bit flatter ball flight than the KBS prototype that I had in here before, but it still gets up high enough, lands soft, and it goes pretty far. So this is kind of the 200 club, maybe 205. And then off the tee, I might get a touch more out of it, but it's basically like right at 200 or just under to just over 200. This is the club I'm using, so definitely solid. And I've been able to hit it off the turf really well, which is a big thing because depending on the play, you might have some longer shots into some par 4s, or if somebody has the long par 3 for you. Either way, but this thing's been really solid. I've really liked it, and I'm gonna keep it in the bag instead of a utility. So the I crossover, the Cobra King utility, all those, the Fly High, yeah, they're all staying home, unfortunately. So the hybrid's going with me. And then for irons, we are going to go the brand new TaylorMade P770. So this is what I was a little worried about when I hit these for the first time, and then I really liked them, hit them really well. And then I hit them again, and liked them again, and was hitting them into my net and all that. I've been a big fan of these irons. They're really solid. I was a little worried that embargo time, I didn't know if I'd be able to tell you what irons were going in, but they are. These are the new P770. So hollow body, redesigned compared to last year's or last generation, because they've been running these for 2 years. Definitely less offset, straighter leading edge, and maybe just a hair more squared off toe. They look really good. I think from address, they look so much better. They remind me of like the 2019, 2020 P770 that I like better than the one that's being replaced now, the 22. But these things look really good. Just a little bit of offset. The top line's thin, but not razor thin. But the face is hot. And honestly, I was hitting these against my T150s, kind of hitting both. And I've been trying to kind of fix something in my swing. So the swing has kind of changed a little bit. And hitting side by side, these were coming out to the same yardages that I usually hit. So 7-iron going 160, 8-iron 150, so-and-so. And with, slowing down the swing a touch with these changes until they get comfortable, my T150s, I was about 5 yards short. So not that it's a huge deal, but if I don't have to kind of think differently when I go to like select clubs, I'm going with these. But they're easy to elevate. They hit high in the air. They feel and sound great with the speed foam in there. So just a really good set of irons. I really like them. So like I said, I wasn't a big fan of the previous generation, but I think this one, they definitely cleaned up a lot of the looks. And also, I think it's just a shaping thing, but it kind of looks like the blade length is slightly shorter. But I think that's more of a shaping and kind of, where the leading edge kind of comes into the hosel there. So, but these are going in. I'm going to go 5-through pitching wedge in these. But I really like the look too. They're super clean, super, there's not much to them, just the little P770 marking on them. They look great in the bag, but they perform really well, and I've been hitting them really solid. So these are shafted up with the True Temper Dynamic Gold Mid 115s. which are solid. I can't say that I've played a ton of dynamic gold stuff recently, but these heads seem to work really well, and I'm not going to just rip them apart and reshaft them before I go. I mean, I know I've done that stuff before. It's not beyond me, but I don't know what I'd put in here right now to play differently. But these things have been really solid. So 5-through pitching wedge in the brand new 2024 TaylorMade P770s, which I'm excited. They're good, so I'm excited to get those out there. And then for wedges, this is going to be pretty much standard fare. We're going to go the Vokey SM10 for the 50. This is the 50.12 F grind. So full sole, with great for full shots. These are the raw ones that were kind of off Wedgeworks, and has a little Club Junkie stamping on them that Titleist did, which is pretty cool. But this has been solid, good turf interaction, full sole. I mean, for the most part, I hit full shots with this, or square shots. Shots where the face is square to the target. I do chip and pitch with this just a little bit. I've been doing it actually more because some pitch shots and stuff like that I'm just off the green, I've been coming up short with the 56, so I've been putting the 50 in and at least hitting it a little bit closer. But it's just a consistent wedge. I love the way it plays. Spins really well around the green, pretty much out of any lie. It spins well. And then these have Nippon Modus Tour 105s in them in terms for the shaft, and I got fit into these back at TPI, so these have been pretty good. So I know the shaft here is lighter than my wedges, but honestly, like it doesn't really make a difference. It doesn't really bother me. I think just because these work so well, and as I said, I got fit into them, they just work really well. So 50.12F will be the gap wedge, and then the sand wedge. Again, no surprise, SM10. This is going to be the 56.14F, so full sole, and has my initial stamp on the back of this one. And again, I like this thing because, with this sole, it's got a lot of bounce to it. If you open it up, there's a ton of float in the sand, so it gets through that really well. When you play it square, you can kind of thump it into the turf. It doesn't want to dig. It gets through fast, and it takes a pretty shallow divot. Even the leading edge is slightly rounded, but it just works for my game. And for me, I just get a little over the top. I can get a little steep with wedges. I tend to tug them a little left. So this sole here works really well in terms of getting through the turf rather quickly. It doesn't necessarily solve the left thing. I can still, hit that thing left. But again, overall, just a really, solid performer. And I've been using these pretty much all year. Haven't really had much to change with them. Same thing, Nippon Modus Tour 105. But this is going to be the sand wedge going forward, or going into the weekend, and for 108 holes, or mostly. And then we're going to go for the lob wedge. This one was really close. I had two different wedges. The other lob wedge is in the backup bag. But I'm going to go with the Vokey Wedgeworks 60 A+ grind. I've been hitting this thing a decent amount around here, and I really like it. I think something with the wider sole. I have a 10S that I do like, but I haven't been hitting it as well. And then this A+ grind just gets through the turf really, really fast. I tend to deliver my 60 a little more shallow, so even though this is a little bit lower bounce, gets through the turf really quickly. I can open up the face in the bunker if I'm short-sided, and hit a nice easy shot that comes out easily, has a ton of float. Now, yes, this thing here, if you're going to open it way up, the leading edge is going to come off the ground a little bit, but I don't play the thing wide open. I may play it open a little bit if I'm short-sided, and when I do that, again, I can kind of get that bounce to really work with the turf, slam it in there, let it pop up, pop the ball in the air, and get it on the green. So this A+ grind's been really good. I've been playing it quite a bit recently, and really liked it, and it matches up well with the other Vokey wedges. So the A+ grind is just slightly ahead of the other one. Now this one has just like a Vokey wedge shaft in it, which is just like a Tour dynamic, or True Tempered Dynamic Gold, like S200, which is basically in here. And again, being slightly lighter. I mean, it's heavier than the other two wedges, so it's fine there. But being a little lighter shaft hasn't had any effect on me or anything like that. So really good. I like this one a lot. And then for putter, again, the same putter that I'm pretty much been using all year. The TaylorMade Spider Tour X Proto. So this is the one, of course, with the all milled face, no insert, anything like that. And then this one has a LA Golf P Series 135 and a Super Stroke Pistol 1.0. What do you call it? The St. Patrick's Day version. I'm not Irish or anything. I just thought this was, I thought it looked pretty cool, and I like the Pistol 1.0. It's my favorite grip. So it went on there. But this head here, I've putted really well with it. I'm confident with it. I love the long single sight line in it. It's easy to line up, easy to and since I've been using a line on the ball lately, those two combinations of things, I've been putting pretty decent lately. So it all comes down a lot of times just for speed for me. Pick the line pretty well, and I hit it on line almost all the time. So I still like this putter a lot. It's got like some of the stability of a mallet. You get some of that stability, so the mishits are solid. But as you swing it through the stroke, it definitely kind of feels like a blade because that CG is pushed a little bit more forward. As you can see, it's kind of empty in the back. They mill out the back of the mallet. They shift those weights forward just a little bit, and this thing is kind of feels like a blade. Get the mallet alignment, a little bit of mallet forgiveness. But the feel on it's really soft and solid. The putter shaft definitely softens it up just a touch, takes away just a little bit of vibration. And this LA Golf shaft is really, really stable. I mean, it's definitely stiff. You always know where the head's at throughout the swing. It never feels like it's flexing or anything like that, which I like that feel of. And again, it takes away just a touch of the vibration from the putter head. So this is the putter here going in for the gamer, and I'm pretty confident that I've been using that the most this year out of everything. I mean, I know I have a lot of really great putters, but that's the one that's been working the best. So that is the full gamer. And then ball wise is going to be Pro V1X. I'll probably bring maybe some other balls as well, but Pro V1X will probably be. I don't know if I have enough Pro V1Xs to get me through the weekend, so I'll probably bring some other balls as well. But Pro V1X will be the ball I play the most with. So that is the starter bag for the 2024 Siraguas. So we'll get into the backup bag here in just a second. But before we get into the backup bag, just want to let you know that, hey, Olakai Golf has a brand new shoe called the McKenna. It's the next generation of Olakai Golf. It's got an outsole that is plated for maximum traction and has spikes that are inspired by the waves of Hawaii. It's a fully waterproof design, so your feet are going to stay dry whether you're playing early in the morning, get caught in a rainstorm. Anytime the turf's wet, your feet will be dry, no problem. And it's been tested on some of the best courses in Hawaii, so you know that claim is going to be true because they have some wet weather there, can get some wet weather there. Good walk is emblemized on the outsole. It's just that famous quote, a golf is a good walk spoiled. We've all been there. We love this game, but sometimes, it does spoil a good walk. And listen, Olakai believes in walking. These are designed to keep your feet comfortable well beyond 18 holes. So if you have to play that emergency 9, or you get the phone call to play 36, you have a weekend with the boys, they're going to keep you comfortable all through however many holes you can get in. So go to olakai.com, check out the new McKenna golf shoe. All right, so we'll get into the backup bag. So now the backup bag, I won't go in depth of everything, I guess, because I don't need to, but this is the second bag that's going up. Have two full ones all the time. The second one will hold my rain gear and all that as well. But we'll start at the top, and surprisingly, I think even to me a little bit, this has been surprising. Ever since I've been trying to fix a couple things in the swing and not super comfortable with it yet, but I'm getting there. The grip is starting to finally feel comfortable, all that, which is nice. But driver-wise, we're going TaylorMade QI10, the standard model. I know nobody really talks about this one that much. I think it's a really good head. I think it's super underrated. It's just that great blend of forgiveness. It's easy to hit. It launches high, gets the ball up in the air, and it sounds and feels good. I mean, I like the sound and feel of TaylorMade drivers, but it's a really solid one. It's a 10.5 head, the standard one, and yeah, I've hit it really well. So I put kind of a new shaft in it. Unfortunately, I can't tell you anything about the shaft. The shaft isn't out yet. It is a brand new one, but yeah, I like this a lot. I've been hitting it really well, and honestly, on center strikes, it goes really well. The miss hits were just a little bit better with the GT2. They go just a little bit farther. Some of the carry numbers on those toe miss hits with the GT2 just a little bit better than the QI10. So that's kind of there. And yeah, I mean, for right now, I know I've been kind of raving about the Triple Diamond Max, and it's a great head. I'm hitting this a little bit better at the moment. So right now, this will go in the bag. But the QI10, standard 10.5 head, going in with a kind of mystery shaft at the moment. So that we'll talk about more later. We won't talk about it right now, but and I'm probably going to bring like a Ventus Blue or something like that to toss in one of these in case something really goes haywire. But yeah, QI10 will be the driver for in the backup bag. And then we'll go to 3-wood, and 3-wood is going to be the new GT2 3-wood. Technically, this is a 16.5 degree head. So when I got fit in there, I mean, I'm a low ball hitter, so having something that launches just a little bit higher. This is the 16.5 head, set to C1, which I believe is down 1 and flat, I believe. So It's playing a little bit over 15, it's probably 15 and a half, so it's probably playing in between. But a really solid. I like the shape. I like the sound and feel of this thing. It's really good. I just don't have as much time with it as the other. I could see this taking over in a little bit when I get more time with it, but right now it's just been too new. This is shafted up actually with a graphite design CQ7S. So this is kind of the mid-high launching, mid-spin shaft. I actually really like it. This is the first time I've actually had a club with it. And it's definitely actually a tighter feeling shaft, a little more stouter feeling shaft than I thought it would be for being, like higher launching. But been a really good addition to the 16.5 degree head here. But I've hit it pretty well. I just literally just need a little bit more time with it. But I like this head so far. It's easy to launch off the deck. I can hit it off the tee, and distance-wise, it goes, gapping-wise, goes like exactly what I needed to. So this is a solid one. And I think, had I had these in the bag a little longer, this might have taken over for the QI10, but this will be in the backup bag in case I need it. And 7-wood, as I said, we're going to bring the Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke Triple Diamond 7-wood. This thing is really good. I mean, the ball speed on it is phenomenal. I've seen 150 smash factors on this thing. It just really goes. But there's a 20-degree head for the 7-wood. And honestly, it goes really far. It goes high. It's easy to hit. It's just not quite as forgiving. When you hit it off the toe, hit it off the heel a little bit, I notice a little bit more dispersion compared to the Ping G430 Max. And this one is actually shafted up with the exact same shaft, the Fujikura Ventus TR Blue, 8 stiff. But this thing here has been solid. It's just, like I said, a little bit. I wish it was just, it was a touch more forgiving. It would take the winning spot, but no, this thing is really good here. It'll take the 7-wood spot or the kind of 3-iron top of the bag spot. And then the next spot typically would be like a utility iron or a hybrid, but it's going to be irons. I'm going 4-through pitching wedge, and I'm going with the new PXG Gen 7s. These are the Gen 7 Ps. I've had them for a while now. I went out there last month in June and did the fitting and saw everything, and you'll learn more about these. I unfortunately can't get into any of the tech or any of the stuff with them. But these things are really, I really liked them. So, and I took the 4-iron out when I was in Scottsdale. I hit it a lot out there and actually hit it really well. So I'm going to keep it in the bag and run these 4-through pitching wedge if I need them. But these will be in the bag there. And, these are shafted up with some steel fiber I-95 black labels. And, these things help kind of launch a ball up in the air really easily. And, 95 stiffs. And they feel really good. They're smooth. They're consistent. But these will be in the bag 4-through wedge in case I feel like iron play is getting out of hand or whatever. I can switch to those. And unfortunately, I can't talk about them much yet because they're not technically available just yet. If you're a first responder, you can go on PXG's site. You can check it out, and I think you can order yours already, or I think you can pre-order. But the rest of us, we've got to wait. So those are the Gen 7s, but 4-through pitching wedge there. And then with wedges, we're going to kind of match. We're going to go Sugar Daddy 3 in the 50 degree. So the gap wedge, and this has the same shaft, the steel fiber I-95 black label stiff. Really like these. They again, I can't really talk much about them. I can kind of show them, but I can't talk about them yet. But I've hit them a little bit and really like them. And hit them on the launch monitor, saw some good numbers. So they will definitely go in the bag. I'm feeling pretty comfortable with them already. And then the 56, the sand wedge, will be a Sugar Daddy 3 as well. So we'll put that in the bag. First two will be Sugar Daddies. And again, steel fiber I-95 in these. I wish I could get more into why I like them so much, but that will be coming shortly. You'll get kind of the full rundown in a little while, not very long. But the 60 degree, as you might think it might be a Sugar Daddy, it is going to be a Ping S159. So this is the 6008 B grind, and honestly, this was so close between this and the Vokey Wedgeworks A+ grind. It was really tough to decide which one was going to go in the bag. I've hit this really well all year. Every time I put it in the bag, I've had a good day using it. I don't hit too many bad shots with it, so it was really tough. I think, basically, I think they're almost even. It's just kind of went, I guess, the A+ blended with the set a little better, but I have no problem putting this in. If there's some stuff that goes poorly with that 60 degree with A+ grind, this will go in. But I think this is the best wedge Ping's ever made. It looks great. It's very classic shaped. I think it spins really well out of pretty much any lie. This B grind, while it is wide, and same thing, you're not going to open it up and not have the leading edge come off the ground. It plays well in the softer conditions here in Michigan. Good flow through the sand, and if you play it square, you can kind of thump that sole into the ground, not worry about it digging. It gets through the turf pretty quick, and the turf interaction is solid with shallow divots. So overall, all, it does everything I need it to do, and feels good, spins well, and yeah, it's been really, really good. So that'll be the 60 in the backup bag. That could easily go in the bag over the A+ grind. That one was kind of a little bit of a coin flip. Like I said, I think the deciding factor was it matched the other wedges, so I went with the A+ grind. And then putter is going to be the Lab Mez 1 Max. So, yep, the Mez 1 Max, the old tried and true boy, he's going to be brought along in case putting goes south or I need to make a putting change. I know I have the DF3. I have a DF3 broomstick. I kind of just like the way this thing sets up. I like the way it aims a little bit better. I think the square shape of it, the real simple square lines, I align it better. And I think I line it up better to the target, makes it a little bit more consistent. But this thing has been really, really good. And yeah, I think I like it just a little bit more than the DF3. So this has the Lab and Acra graphite shaft in it. It's a little bit stiffer. I've got them all in white. When I do them, I just get them all in white because I like that look. And then it's got the excuse me, the Press 1.5, the Press 2 1.5 grip, which is kind of smooth. I like the new pistol grip a little bit better. I might want to put one of those on this putter, but this putter is just easy to hit. I like it, and honestly, it's one of those, if I don't feel I'm putting well, I can put this in the bag, and I know I'm going to actually at least, start the putts online, and then it's all up to me reading it and speed. But again, I think I like this just a little bit more than the DF3 in terms of the look of it and the lining it up. So I think, again, putting wise, between using the line of the ball and the two putters I'm bringing, I think I'm going to have a pretty solid, solid weekend putting. But this will be the putter just in case, things go wrong with the spider. The old Lab Mez 1 Max will be here to go in the bag. So yeah, really solid backup bag there. But that's the backup bag for the trip. So those two are going with me. There might be an extra driver shaft. We'll see. I've been known to throw an extra club in every once in a while, but I think this is pretty set. I don't think I'm going to need to put anything else in the bag. So I may get kind of throwing in like a utility iron in the bag just in case it's like super windy or something. But it's supposed to be a beautiful weekend, so I'm not really worried about it. But those are my two what's in the bags for my guys' golf weekend trip, and I'm excited to go. So again, if this is Thursday, I'm already on my way up, or I'm already there, and we're playing a ton of golf. So that's the two what's in the bags. Appreciate you following along. Please like, subscribe, all that if you're listening. If you're watching on YouTube, the same. And please follow me on Instagram at ClubJunkiePod. I don't know if I'm going to be posting a lot in terms of like play or anything like that, but I try to post a ton of club content. So follow me there, and yeah, we'll talk next week. I'll let you know how the round went, or how the weekend went, what we did, if we won, lost, how I played. We'll break it all down next week. So have a great weekend, play some golf, and we'll talk next week.